Well, I'm wondering, I know there has been in some of the materials, there's something about helping with teacher pay that, but it's not really very clear. Do you have a sense of how it would actually work in helping to subsidize teachers' salaries in the county? Teachers who are working with young children?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the specifics. They have an expenditure plan, but it is proposing to raise their wages and then also just support the infrastructure in general. So like more of what Susy does to help folks get degrees and permits. So there's more teachers in the workforce in the pipeline, like working with Santa Rosa Junior College directly, and then a local campaign to raise their wages. But they do have a bunch of, like they have an expenditure plan and it's all laid out. So I encourage you to visit their website.
I was going to add the Child Care Planning Council. We meet monthly, as I mentioned earlier, and we will be hosting a presentation on this topic, Our Kids, Our Future. Next Friday, May 6th from 9 to 10, I would say would be the presentation. But if anybody's interested in joining or learning more about the initiative, feel free to send me an email and I can share the link for the meeting.
Very good. Any other questions? Natalie, thank you for sharing that link. You'll find it in chat there. Diane?
Irma, you had talked about this diaper program. I'm just wondering, our church gives a lot of, we collect a lot of different things for different groups. Diane Jackson could speak more to this, the backpacks for kids getting ready for school, some Christmas gifts, to over R.L. Stevens School, that sort of thing. With some of the different shelters, we collect items for some of the families at different shelters. But I'm wondering if you need donations of diapers, that would be something that would be easy for us, or even funds for diapers or something like that. Is that something you're looking for?
I mean, any help, like you say, even backpacks, anything like that. And even if you guys one of you want to come and join us, we'll set up outside 4Cs just for a couple hours. And like I say, we do this every 3 months. Any help, any donations, like last time we had one, we had these handmade blankets. So as families were coming to get food, a lot of them seniors and families struggling that can pay for food, they got diapers and they got those nice, well-made blankets, for children and adults. So anything is welcome, anything. And like I said, you guys are welcome. I'm pretty sure I have a flyer I can email to Fran. I have a flyer for that this coming Saturday and for the following ones. And I'm pretty sure you're welcome to join us. I mean, we can get all the help we can, get from anybody. And we serve, a lot of the same people in the community. And like Kathy was saying, we are networking and working, serving, and connecting families to services. That's what we're doing. And I really appreciate these moments, and especially now with this pandemic, we're here for a reason. We care. We care not just for the paycheck and the work that we do. We care about who we're serving. And that's why we're here. And anyway, and I can, Diane, I can even connect you with the main lady that does those diaper through, donations. She's amazing, and I'm sure she'll welcome you with any donations and or help. Yeah.
Okay, is that Sheila or?
No, her name is Sandra Lemos,
Okay,
and I think her information is on the flyer. I can just email it to you guys. Yeah,
okay, thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Now,
Thank you. Go
I have
ahead.
another, sorry, Bob, I have
No,
another
please.
question.
Keep going, Diane. You're doing
guess-
great.
I guess about this UPK, let's see, this is Susie. This universal preschool kindergarten, this P3 concept with that the state of California is funding. It's definitely different than what the Build Back Better program would have been if it were going through, in that the Build Back Better program was intended to directly fund those programs that are already serving the 4-year-olds. And knowing that that also subsidizes some of the serving the younger kids, as Kathy talked about. But I'm wondering, I haven't seen information. I've heard a little bit about the fact that it could, this plan could have funding go through the private providers, but I haven't really seen or heard anyone speak directly to that. I mean, our program has been serving 4-year-olds for 30 years and getting them ready for kindergarten. But all of a sudden, you know, it feels like the floor is just taken out from under our feet. I think we're only gonna have 2 4-year-olds, you know, this next year, that immediately it's just, we're just gonna be serving 2 and 3-year-olds. And it's really hard for us. It's really great for the families because they want, you know, their children to be ready for kindergarten, and they want to get into the schools and they need it. So do you know, are we going to be eligible? Like,
Yeah,
is-
so yeah, so this is kind of happening very fast, like on a fast
Yeah.
track. And I agree, there are amazing providers in our community who've been doing this work for a long, long time. And really, I see all of the providers, you as experts in preparing our young children for that K through 12 system. I mean, what TK is doing is really addressing that access barrier, right? So not all families can access the programs in our community. And so this is really essentially like, and if any family who wants to enroll in TK would be able to do so. And so they will be having an experience before kinder, right? That pre-kinder experience. And then thinking about the funding and what you're stating, I know that there's currently a bill that's going through legislation that's really trying to address some of the concerns about, well, if we are really talking about universal pre-kindergarten, shouldn't everybody have access to whatever those options are? Is it private care? Is it state subsidized? Is it federally funded? Is it through the districts? And so that bill is really trying to address that concern about expanding and creating access for a true mixed delivery system. So we're tracking it, we're following it, I'm trying to support it as much as we can, because we really, although, you know, we're trying to share like, oh, this is great, families can choose TK or they can choose their private center down the street. But really, we know that families may not have a choice, right? If they cannot afford it, then there is no choice. And so I hear what you're saying, and I just want you to know that there is a bill, and we're hoping that, you know, something will happen so that it can really be access to the mixed delivery system that we support.
Great, thank you. I appreciate that.
I would say also feel confident in your program and to let families know that you think that you are the best choice for their 4-year-old. Because this is brand new. They don't, you know, and then I encourage families to just ask, like, do you have teachers for this? Show me where the kids are going to be. Where are they going to play? Where are they going to use the bathroom? I think those are, you know, those are fair questions. And if their local school's got it really dialed in, awesome. if their local school is like, well, we're going to figure that over the summer, that would, make me a little bit nervous. And it's absolutely like, it's not equitable, because if you have the resources to stay in your private program, but families also can opt to stay in a state-funded preschool also. So there are some choices there. So I would say, like, if you feel like you're the best place for the 4-year-old, I would go ahead and say, I think we're the best place for your 4-year-old.
Well,
Do
we
your research
have,
and ask your
And
school
call.
what their plan is and where they're going to be, because I'm personally a little bit nervous about this.
Yeah, and we are hosting a family forum on this topic tomorrow night in collaboration with Sonoma County Office of Education, First Five, and some of our partners here on this call, 4Cs, and our other local resource and referral organization in West County. And we really would invite, and it's tomorrow night from 6 to 7:30, and we really are going to talk about this very thing. How can families learn about all of their options? What are things that they should consider as they explore options? Whether that's affordability, transportation, what does the program look like? And, all those things that we know, we know our kids best, right? We know where they will thrive best. And so for families that may have choices, I really do hope that they're able to continue to, support their children in whatever program they are in now, and not feel this rush and push to, jump to TK, because we've seen that. And then we've seen children need to come back. And I mean, I'm sure we've all experienced this. And so really every family knows their child best, and they're going to know whether their child is ready for TK or not. And then supporting that child in that journey is really important.
I have also sensed that nervous, like my providers are nervous about these changes, but a lot of parents, the ones that call for Cs, do care about your curriculum, do care about what's my child gonna be doing, playing and learning, and like Kathy says, their brain is developing like so fast. I don't want my child to just, go to a place that maybe is going to be so crowded or so many, you will have less like face-to-face, like individual interaction with my child, so hopefully parents have options. And like I say, parents are educating themselves, and they want the best for their children as well. So let's have faith that we all keep our jobs.
Great.
Yeah, and I can add to that, there are going to be enough jobs to go around. So, there's going to be plenty of opportunity we have an extreme shortage. We had a shortage of educators in early learning before the pandemic, through the pandemic, post-pandemic, at every age, there's a shortage.
Okay. That might segue into, I might just ask one last question. If you would all offer up, what do you see in a word or two? Where's the biggest gap in what you see? Where's the largest need? If you could wrap your arm, if there was one out of the so many that are out there, what would it be? Susy, I think you said educators. Would that be your answer?
I do a lot of work to support the workforce, so I definitely would agree that preparing our workforce, compensating our workforce, issues that really need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. How about you, Natalie?
I think the first thing that came to mind, and I know I already said this, is connectedness. I think connecting childcare providers to each other is something that we do, and Susy does, and all of us do. Connecting parents to each other and connecting them to resources, making sure that families are connected to a medical home so that they're getting, all their checkups, just making sure that people are connected with services and each other, as we've all sort of been locked up in our homes for the last 2 years. I think that's a really big need, especially for folks' mental health. So just providing spaces for people to connect and sharing information so people can connect to resources.
Great. Thank you. How about you, Kathy?
Gosh, well, they used more than 2 words, so I'm going to use more than 2 words also. I would say I was very disappointed that Build Back Better bill didn't go forward. It's a lot of B's there. because we need family leave, better family leave, so people can stay home for an amount of time that's appropriate with an infant. And then we need high quality, affordable, accessible childcare that meets the need of working families. And we have big gaps in those two areas. And family leave would really help with our infant care crisis if people had the ability to stay home for an adequate amount of time, and if we were comparable to like our countries that we would compare ourselves to, like most of the countries of Europe. Because right now families that get, people get 6 weeks, which typically isn't enough time to even recover from the process of having a baby. So if people could stay home a little longer if they wanted to, then that would really do a lot to solve that infant care crisis. And childcare is so expensive. So if it was high quality, affordable care for everyone, we can't have poor quality or mediocre childcare. It causes harm in a time when the most phenomenal growth that's ever going to happen in a person's lifespan.
Great, thank you. And Irma.
I think Kathy took my word. Affordable childcare.
Yes.
I know the state, like in our program, I can put a family on my wait list for subsidy, and thank goodness right now we have lots of money. We need more caseworkers to process vouchers and subsidies for families. But I don't know, I know it's the state, but I don't know where they live, that they don't understand that what people are making for, a work, you can't stretch that to pay for rent or housing in Sonoma County in California, but Sonoma County is expensive, and pay for childcare. And like Kathy says, I want a quality of childcare for my child, but I can't afford it, So then you have to choose between having a roof over your head and good education for your children. And then you can make it. You don't qualify if you make this certain amount of money a month, but if you deduct the rent or mortgage and then childcare and food, I don't know what you have left to put in a bank. Not much, nothing. People live, some people are struggling. So I just need for every child to have access to a childcare provider or center that can, build the resilience within those children and help those poor families, keep bringing food to the table, the parents. So money is good,
Yes.
it's not all, but it helps,
Yeah. Great, thank you. Fran, I'd like to turn it back over to you.
Oh, I
Thank
didn't
you.
know. I
Yeah.
just thought I opened, not closed. I did want to note there was just one other, it's not a question, it's just a comment saying FYI, California offers bonding time as an additional benefit to new parents and allows parents to reduce their hours while being paid, while not allowed through the SDI system. So, but I agree, we have a long way to go, definitely. So, but yes, I just wanted to thank everybody who's on here, our panelist who has educated us so greatly, and maybe we're finding needs, even if it's just helping out with backpacks and diapers and food. I feel like we're collaborating as well, in the community of childcare here. Yeah. So we will go forward with this information and really appreciate and thank you for every one of your work in the community. Much needed.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks, Irma. Bye-bye.